We are following breaking news downtown this morning. Police are investigating after shots were fired at the U.S. Consulate on University Avenue. Let's bring in Courtney Heels, who joins us live from the scene with the very latest. Courtney, walk us through what happened.
Well, good morning, Arda. We know Toronto police were called to the U.S. Consulate at about 5:30 this morning over reports of someone shooting at the building. They say they found evidence of gunfire. They've been investigating ever since. No injuries to report, but it's not clear if anybody was inside the building or if anybody was nearby at the time. We're just waiting to see when Toronto police may be able to provide an update on this case. I want to bring in Steve Ryan now, our crime analyst here on CP24. So, Steve, you've had a chance to take a look at the scene. What's standing out here to you so far?
The evidence markers that are on the southbound curb lane, that stands out to me, number one. So what that suggests to me, if in fact they are shell casings, is that whoever was doing the shooting, whether they're on foot, shell casings eject from the right side of a barrel. So those casings would have fallen out to the right side on the ground. If it was a car involved, given what I believe are shell casings on the southbound lanes, it would have been a passenger firing that gun, because the gun would have been out the window. If the driver were to shoot at that building driving southbound, casings wouldn't be outside the car, they'd eject inside of the vehicle. So that stood out to me. And the bullet holes themselves that are lodged in the front door and one of the windows as well.
Okay, speaking of windows, and I mentioned this earlier, it looks as though there are several marks on the front door to the consulate. We've noticed investigators really focused on that area. I asked you when you arrived, are these windows bulletproof? And you said yes. Is that kind of standard when it comes to a building like an embassy, like a consulate? For
sure. Those windows are bulletproof. Now, this place is not as fortified as other major locations where a U.S. embassy or any other embassy is, but these windows would be bulletproof for sure, and it's got very good surveillance around this place as well. So I am sure within the next little while the police will have a very good description of somebody on foot that did the shooting or a car.
Let's talk about that too. So outside of the building, we see a number of cameras. I'm sure the security is very tight inside. What would be happening behind the scenes now for the investigators to try and get a sense of who did this and the direction they went?
So they can follow surveillance cameras that are going down University Avenue, and if the video is as good as I believe it is, because I have seen video surveillance from this building before, they'll get an exact make and model of a car. So that'll be a lot of very good evidence to work with, and they can narrow their search down a lot once they get the exact year, make, and model specifically of that vehicle, and that'll help with the investigation as well.
Okay, Steve, thank you so much. I know you're going to hang out here for the next little bit, so we'll continue to talk more about this. Art, I also want to mention Premier Doug Ford sharing a comment on social media now on this shooting. I'll share with you now part of what he's saying. He's saying the shooting took place at the consulate this morning is an absolutely unacceptable act of violence and intimidation aimed at our American friends and neighbors. He says he's glad to see Toronto police investigating and expects police at all levels to bring every resource to bear to find the people who did this. We also heard from Mayor Olivia Chow. She spoke briefly ahead of executive earlier. She acknowledged that this shooting has happened outside the U.S. consulate, also saying that the RCMP are involved. And, you know, Steve, is that much of a surprise to you, given that this is involving, the U.S. consulate? The RCMP will be involved in this?
Yeah, they will work in collaboration with the Toronto police for sure. And that's because this is a U.S. embassy, as you said.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So, Arda, we'll stay in touch with police, of course. As soon as they provide an update, we'll carry that live. We know one is coming at some point this morning, maybe this afternoon. It's probably likely this morning, though. As soon as that happens, we'll let you know, and we will carry that live. Over to you.
Courtney, thank you so much for this.